Hi, this is Rick for EDU Mobile. Now we're going to look at a recycler view that contains card views. So if we look at our original V21 styles, we can see that I've chosen the theme of Android Theme Material Light, a light background and a light action bar. If we look at our Gradle build settings, we can see that in the dependency section, I have added the dependency for the recycler view and a dependency also for the card view. Also, in the activity main, we can see that I do have a recycler view layout. It is embedded in a relative layout, and there is still an issue with Android Studio and with Eclipse, in fact, with all Lollipop, where sometimes we render incorrectly. But it does give you this placeholder recycler view. So my recycler view in the layout is very simple. It's sitting in a relative layout, and then I have Android Support V7 Widget Recycler View with an ID, a vertical scroll bar, a layout width, and a layout height of match parent. Alright, so far so simple. Very easy. Now, we need a layout to hold the cards. I have chosen in this case to use a linear layout wrapping a card view. We could dispense with a linear layout entirely, but I wanted to show you that you can have more than one thing in a layout. There might be a card view and then a outside text for a header or footer or something like that, and in that case you would want to wrap your card view as a linear layout. Well, here is the important thing: Android Support Card View. Alright, I have set the layout margin, layout width, layout height. The card corner radius I have set to 8 pixels, and the card elevation, the Z index if you will, I have set to 8 pixels as well. I have wrapped in that card view 2 text views. One is ID'd with title, the other is ID'd with main text, and I've just made placeholder text there, test and test. Notice that I have set the layout height or the layout width to match parent, the layout height on this view to 50, and then I've told it to center itself vertically and horizontally within the text view. So the text will be centered vertically and horizontally within this particular text view. Likewise, if I look at this text view, I see that its text is gravitied vertically and horizontally within the text view. I have set text colors on both of these. This text is 26 pixels high. This text is 48. They are both bold. So simple enough. One has a lighter blue color than the other one. Alright, so now let's run back to the main activity. I have chosen in this because we have more than one element in each card view. I have chosen to use a hash map. So my hash map is here. It's declared here as a property of the class. So let's see. No, actually it's not. Sorry. It's declared inside here. And map integer string called dataset is a new hash map integer string. And then wherever that data comes from, here I've chosen just to put it into the map. So put 1, card 1, 2, card 2, 3, card 3, 4, card 4. When we get over to the recycler view adapter, it's going to be important to realize that the position of a card is going to be zero-based, like any other collection. Here I'm using an integer for the key and then a string for the values. Because I've started my keys at 1 to match card 1, we're going to have to bump the index or the position of the card by 1 to get the proper key. So we'll see that when we get over to the recycler view adapter. Finally, I set the recycler view to a new recycler view adapter with this data set, and then I use that adapter as the recycler view's adapter. So now here is my recycler view adapter. This is pretty much just an extension of what we looked at before. Here's my view holder class. Here is my declaration of my map integer string called data. Instead of just a string array, I'm using this map. Here I say I am getting a linear layout. I'm calling it card layout. And then in my constructor, I pass that linear layout. I pass that through to super, and then I set my property in view holder card layout to that card layout, which is a linear layout. So this sets the view holder to whatever the top level, this is the important part, whatever the top level view or container is for your layout for the card. In the constructor for Recycler View Adapter, I get in a map data set, and I set data to a new hash map copying data set. And then I just log out constructor, and then I'm just getting the first element just to make sure I'm on the right page. Here is my onCreate view holder for the view holder. I want to inflate the layout. I am inflating card layout. The view holder is a new view holder casting card layout as a linear layout. I'm going to return that here in just a moment. I want to get the card itself. So that's going to be cast as a card view. Viewholder.cardLayout.findViewById with ID of card view. Now remember, card layout is a linear layout. So we're getting the card out of the linear layout. Then I can get the two text views, title and main text, out of the card using card.findViewById with those two IDs. And I want to cast those as text views. This is because, as you remember, findViewById always returns a view, and you need to cast it to whatever you're actually looking at. I set the text on the title and the text on the main text. Now, a couple of places, this is going to be at get I and set text, a formatted string of that integer. Okay. Now, onBind view holder is going to bind when the card is initially displayed, and it's also going to bind when we scroll into new cards. So here's int I. Here's my title and main text again. And here is setting the text data get I plus 1. So here my I is 0 based. I want to get the data at 1 in the initial case. So I have to add 1 to it. And then when I set my main text, I'm going to set it to a formatted string with I plus 1 as that string. Finally, I log those two elements out just to make sure I'm on the same page. getItemCount returns data size, not data length. So with a hash map, the size is the number of key value pairs, which is exactly what we want in this case. So let's go ahead and run it and see what happens. Here's our card view demo running. We can see that we have card 1, card 2, and if I scroll, we have card 3 and card 4. We can see that each card is centered. It is the width and then 200 high. There is padding around the card, and we have a drop shadow. And that is controlled by the elevation of the card. And we also have a corner radius here of 8 on the card. So we can see that everything is working just great. Thank you very much.